Every single year, literally tens of thousands of legal documents flow through the Kern County justice system. Whether we're talking about a multi-million-dollar civil lawsuit or just a routine traffic ticket, these records are the lifeblood of the legal process. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're giving you the exact roadmap for navigating the Kern County judicial records system like an absolute pro. We're going to take you from complete beginner to capable researcher by the time we finish up here. Let's jump right in. If you've ever found yourself needing to track down a court case and thought, where do I even start? You are definitely not alone. Whether you're just a beginner trying to check on a personal matter, a local journalist tracking a high-profile case, or someone directly involved in litigation, figuring out exactly where and how to find these records can feel completely overwhelming. It's this wild maze of different websites, physical buildings, and really strict rules.
But here's why it matters. At its core, court records ensure transparency and accountability within our justice system. The public has a fundamental right to know what happens in their courts. But here's the catch. While the California Judicial Council sets the broad legal frameworks, they actually leave the specific retrieval systems, the web portals, and even the fee structures entirely up to the individual counties. And that makes Kern County's system highly specific and, honestly, a bit unique.
So, here is our map for today. We'll start with the Kern County court system, move on to understanding court records, then dive into the online search portal guide. After that, we'll cover in-person and mail options, break down the fees, rules, and scams, and finish up with some final tips and disclaimers.
Okay, Part 1, the Kern County court system.
Now, this first crucial point is a distinction that trips up a lot of beginners, so pay attention. There are two entirely different entities at play here. You've got the Kern County Clerk, which is located at 1115 Truxton Avenue, and they handle things like vital statistics, marriages, and fictitious business filings. They do not have your court case documents. If you want litigious records, criminal filings, or probate dockets, you have to specifically target the Superior Court of California, County of Kern. Knowing the difference between the county clerk and the Superior Court right out of the gate is going to save you so much time.
And the Superior Court actually disperses its physical files based on the case type and the dollar amount, which dictates exactly where you need to look. For example, the Metropolitan Division in downtown Bakersfield handles unlimited civil cases over $35,000 and all felonies. But if you're looking for an out-of-custody misdemeanor or a CHP traffic infraction, those are filed and heard at the Arvin-Lamont branch. Meanwhile, the Kern River branch up in Lake Isabella handles local small claims and limited civil matters. You have to make sure you match your specific case type to the correct branch.
Moving right along to Part 2, understanding court records. The most common thing you're going to encounter when you start searching is a register of actions, which is sometimes called a court docket. Think of this as a summary list, or basically a table of contents for the case. It gives you a high-level timeline of events, hearings, and the documents that have been filed. But it is super important to note that a register of actions is not the same thing as viewing the full photocopied contents of a case file or reading a verbatim hearing transcript. Also, keep in mind that while most court administrative records are public, certain records may actually be exempt from disclosure under California Rule 10.500, meaning they could be sealed or completely confidential.
All right, Part 3, our online search portal guide. If you want to use the Kern County Superior Court's online case information search portal, you should know that you can't just browse it anonymously. You have to follow a fairly strict registration protocol. First, you've got to register an active email address. Second, you have to pass a CAPTCHA verification to prove you aren't some automated data harvesting bot. And finally, you have to click Accept and Enter, which legally means you are consenting to the court's terms of service and their ongoing monitoring of your access.
But honestly, the digital route does have its limits. As local reporting from the Californian highlights, even when you log in online, your access is going to be restricted. Certain key records, like the full civil complaints that basically form the absolute center of most lawsuits, are locked behind passwords and fees. One local Bakersfield attorney actually noted their frustration with this setup, stating, "That bothers me too, that you have to pay to get a public record that's available digitally. It's just an impartial reality of the system right now. True digital convenience in Kern County has strict boundaries."
Which brings us nicely to Part 4, in-person and mail options.
Those digital boundaries are exactly why visiting the physical courthouse is sometimes your absolute best bet. If you're researching legal precedents or really trying to explore the exact outcome of a trial, the online portal restricts access to those full pleadings. However, if you just walk right into the Metropolitan Division at 1415 Truxton Avenue, you can use the computerized public search terminals right there in the lobby. These kiosks provide free access to the court's complete digitized library. You can read the full documents right there on the screen, no paywall.
Now,
If you can't visit the courthouse in person, there is a mail-in protocol, but it is highly specific. First, you have to explicitly provide the plaintiff and defendant names and the case number. Second, and this is a brilliant practical tip, you must include a blank check made payable to Kern County Superior Court. Why a blank check? Because the clerk literally won't know the exact page count until they pull the physical file. You protect yourself by just writing not to exceed $50 in the memo line. Finally, you absolutely must include a self-addressed, stamped envelope so they can mail it back.
Let's move to Part 5, Fees, Rules, and Scams.
So let's talk money, because here is the crucial point regarding costs. Whether you are standing at the courthouse kiosk printing out a civil complaint, or you're using that mail-in option we just discussed, you are going to be charged 50 cents per page for copies of court records. That might not sound like a lot, but it can add up incredibly fast if you're requesting a massive case file, so definitely plan accordingly.
And on top of those per-page copy fees, you need to be prepared for a flat retrieval fee. If your file takes the clerk more than 10 minutes to find, you're going to get hit with a $15 generic search fee. And if the file is older and has been moved to an off-site archiving location, that retrieval fee bumps up to $20. Now for a few insider tips and strict boundaries you really must respect. First, clerks will flat out refuse phone lookups. Don't call asking for a case status. They aren't legally allowed to do it over the phone. Second, if you use the mail-in method, be patient. Backlogs mean requests take a minimum of 10 working days to process. And most importantly, beware of scams. The court has issued a major alert regarding scam text messages that claim you owe court fees, complete with fake payment links. The court will literally never text you requesting a payment. If you get one of these, you need to report it to the Federal Trade Commission immediately.
And finally, Part 6, Final Tips and Disclaimers.
As a vital disclaimer, please remember that while court clerks can point you to records and process your payments, state law, specifically Government Code Sections 24,004 and 68,082, strictly prohibits them from giving you legal advice or telling you which forms you should use. If you do need procedural help, the court offers a family law facilitator's office and a self-help center for self-represented individuals. However, for specific legal issues, you should always consult a qualified legal professional and remember to verify any information you find through multiple sources to ensure total accuracy.
Understanding this multi-tiered system transforms you from an overwhelmed beginner into a highly capable researcher. By knowing the crucial difference between the clerk and the superior court, by utilizing both the online portal and the in-person kiosks, and by understanding the specific fees and mail-in rules, you now have the exact roadmap to find the records you need. You hold the keys to transparency. The public records are right there, waiting to be uncovered. So what truths will you uncover in the court dockets of Kern County? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.